Alright, this lava here is supposed to be the equivalent of the icy avalanche in the real world. I don't know how many players recognised that that was supposed to be a equivalence, but it is what it is. Yeah, okay. Well, we've got to go into this villa and there's going to be some violence, so let's leave our little guy here. And dispatch some of these evildoers. Okay, no problemo. Alright. I'm really pleased with this house, this villa, visually. I wanted this to be a sort of Mediterranean villa. You know, this is where the wealthy person lives in this town. And they got one of these modern staircases that's really dangerous looking. It's got no handrails. Even on the wall side there's no handrails. The steps are just connected by these little strips of metal. Now, you wouldn't want your mum walking up and down something like that. Let's go collect some stuff from the kitchen. Got some leeks to eat. That's scrolling the wrong way, isn't it? Look at that. That's a horror. That's supposed to be scrolling vertically. Bloody hell, I'll fix that. Why has no one mentioned this? God, that's embarrassing. Oh my god. Alright, I'm just going to pick up this little chunk of meat. Feed that to someone later. Okay, I can't believe that was scrolling horizontally. This one's right, isn't it? Yep. And this one? Yep. Okay. Little dressing room area here. I wanted to do more custom artwork for here, like have you know, visible clothes racks and things. But I just couldn't be bothered in the end. Got a nice mirror though. Hello. And a nice big bed. And here we have the magma spilling into the room, or the lava, ruining this perfectly nice bathroom. There's a lot of bathrooms in this map. I don't know if you noticed that, but I feel like bathrooms are actually really important. I think if you're building what's supposed to be a living space, I think just creating a bathroom gives you about a 10 times multiplier on how believable the space is. There's great truth in a toilet. Everybody has to use one every day. Doesn't matter who you are. This has got a shower, look at this. And nice chunky wooden tack twister handles. Nice blocky square bog roll holder. You don't get to see that in your AAA games these days, do you? You even got a bog brush here. All manually made. Alright, let's continue. So we get the power core. I was really worried the player would have absolutely no idea what this was for, because it's been so long since they've been in the mines and have seen the elevator with the powered down thing, and so I wrote this note which talks about how orcs use these crystals to power their elevators, hoping that would remind the player that this could be for an elevator in the mine. Now obviously not everyone's going to read the note, unfortunately. I don't know how many people actually did struggle with that, to be honest. I think it was probably okay. Let's retrieve our little guy. But another way that I wanted to lure the player back in was spawned this guy. He hasn't noticed me. Hello. It should make it obvious that the player needs to come back this way when they see him. Come on, buddy. Right, got him. And then this guy as well, just in case there was any doubt. Okay, and they've spewed blood all over this, but it's still powered up. Right, I forgot to talk about this last time we used one of these elevators, but check this out. See this shadow, tastefully handcrafted shadow that cuts its way across the top of this elevator. But as we go down, bam, lighting's gone. Wait for it as we go back up. You're not going to believe this. Bam! Look at that. Manually programmed dynamic lighting. clearly I know what the new generation of players are looking for in their gameplay experiences. Just imagine the kids when they see this, they're going to go crazy. Bam! Yeah, I was really proud of that. Obviously no one noticed. So, okay, there's going to be violence, so I'd better put our little friend aside here. Alrighty then. Okay. I had this guy ambush us from the side because there was no cave here in the other version of this corridor, and for that reason I thought it was a real concern that the player might not realise they could go this way. I've also added all this bright orange stuff here to help lure the player in, because it's really, really important that they come in here and realise there's this dark key plunger here, which is their only way out of this area. The lift at the beginning is not usable. I don't know if anyone noticed, but the button down here is balked, so you cannot go back up this way. So we are locked in here until we get dark key, which is available in this direction. Alright. Oh, you know what, I should also mention... No, I'll talk about it later, actually. Okay, so this is... An experienced player will know that a place like this where you're dropping down, this is going to be a point of no return. So they know once they drop down here, it's going to be a while before they're able to get back up. But we can see the dark key and a bunch of health potions available. Let's grab the key before I forget. And the old pentagram room. Okay, this area, originally, for the longest time, it was just this one room. I'll clear out the enemies and then I'll talk about it. Hello everyone, wake up. Oh, I should have used a louder gun, nobody woke up. Okay. Alright, that'll do for now. By the way, if you fail to pick up the fragfire gun in the museum before coming here, there will be a fragfire gun available for you here. Someone's trying to attack me. Oh, it's him. This is similar to the armor that I was talking about earlier. In this area is designed for you to have the fragfire gun. It would be quite unfair for the player to not have it here. So I had to make sure the player would get it, even if they'd missed it earlier. They'll get more ammo if they got it from the museum. They won't have as much if they get it here. So there is obviously still a benefit to getting it the proper way, but you are forgiven for missing it. So originally it was just this room, and basically you would come up here, go around, and there would be a slope here going up to that platform, and that's how you got up there. And there was nothing wrong with that design, really. I'd finished the map in terms of gameplay, basically, and I was just doing the art pass. And I was getting so bogged down doing day after day of art pass trying to decorate all these rooms. And I was watching some Doom maps that people had made on YouTube, and I felt like it just seemed so liberating to design a map that doesn't have like a storyline, where you just have to make like monsters that you fight on the high ground, and the player's got to work out how to get up there and work their way round. And I started sort of really wanting to design those kinds of areas, and in the end I just decided, fuck it, you know what, I'll try it. I'll expand this area, because it was feeling a bit underwhelming, I suppose, in terms of combat. In addition, this map in general was lacking combat, I feel like. Up until this point, there's 2 proper encounters in, like, you know, a lock-in type encounter room. The one in the Saucy Succubus at the start and the one at the end. And then other than that, there's just little bits of incidental combat here and there. So I felt like the monster count was really low and there just wasn't quite enough combat. So I was happy to expand it here and really beef up the amount of combat in the map. And I just had a really great time. I really enjoyed myself designing these extra areas here. It was kind of like, you know, the creative juices flowing again after us having quite a miserable time doing decorating of rooms day after day and building tracks every single day, building another couple of sleepers worth of track. Of course, in the end, what I ended up doing was creating even more work for myself in terms of art piles. I created these 2 large rooms that still needed to be decorated. Plus this one that wasn't even decorated at the time. And now there's 2 ways you can go about it. You can either make your way in through there, or you can go up through here and into the factory room first. Let's go this way. Okay, let's get the secret real quick as well. Okay. Hello, sir. I haven't got my life bar visible, so I was taking screenshots earlier for thumbnails. Didn't even turn it back on. I could have been low on health, wouldn't even have known. Okay. We're coming through to the factory room. This little thingy here, and this thing here, just to try and give the player a reminder of where they're heading. Like here, you get to sort of the impression, oh, I must be heading towards the lava room, and this should just remind you of the factory room. So before you go around the corner, you've got a bit of a clue of where you're going. Oh, big armor, nice. Sneaky, sneaky secret. This, it's really loud in here. Some of these thingies I turned off the noisemakers for just to try and keep the volume down a little bit, but it's still really, really loud. Hello, gentlemen. Now, I added these wires after giving this to my playtester because he came through here and didn't notice that there was this direction that he should go in. He, you know, I can't remember which way round he did the rooms, but he got here and he was running around this area for ages, not realising that this was the way he was supposed to go. So it's just there to draw your eye to make you think, oh, look, there's something over there, I'd better follow these wires and see where they go. And I quite like them, I think they look quite nice. You really feel like, oh my god, where am I going? The unfortunate thing is they teach you this control panel, which makes you feel like this control panel is going to be really, really important, but it doesn't do anything. Maybe it would have been better to put this button on that control panel, I don't know. This just brings up the little steps, gives you a shortcut in case you got all the way up here and then fell off by accident. You would be forgiven and you would be allowed back up. Okay, we got the key and we're on our way. Now I'm just going to talk about this little plunger again and then end the episode. So originally, or not originally, but at some point, destroying this would not just clear your way up to the up there, it would actually completely clear the lava. It would blow its way out into the road. You'd clear your way out into the road by doing this, and the idea was it would not only clear this blockage, it would also clear the icy blockage in the other world. So if you did this, this was optional at this point, by the way. If you did this, you'd clear that blockage in the icy world by clearing it in this world, which I think is a really cool idea. Unfortunately, there's no way the player would have known that there was a cause and effect thing going on there, so it didn't really work. But I think that idea is really cool. If you have a two worlds type map, and if the player had more freedom to freely go back and forth between those two worlds, and you have to go into one world to clear a blockage to be able to progress in the other one, and vice versa, and you keep going back and forth, I think that could be a really, really cool idea for a map. But it didn't really make sense here, because you would just have no way of knowing that because you did this, the thing happened in the other world. Alright, I'll head up there in the next episode. Yep, see ya, GG.